I think that Todd took a very big risk in having the sequel have this much audacity and complexity.
We didn't want to do a sequel that was a rehash of the first film. We wanted the movie to feel entirely different.
I got a call from Todd, said he's working on something big, said it's going to be musical. I said, that's crazy and that's the best.
Take my hand, stay here, my friend. I'll find my way back to you.
Things just cannot be said in the scene. It had to be said in song and in dance.
This idea, something I talked to Joaquin about really early on, was that Arthur has music in him. We just thought that was a logical leaping off point for the sequel.
There's always a joker in the pack. There's always a lonely clown.
It started off very early. We put together, kind of a playlist with really specific versions from certain artists.
Todd did this amazing job of picking all these classic songs that really served the story.
It always wanted to feel like stuff that Arthur knew, that maybe his mom played, in the apartment or when he was growing up. Wanted to embrace the kind of old school vibe of music.
We worked really hard to find everyone's voice in the movie.
In the early sessions with Stephanie and Joaquin and Todd, we were still trying to find the tone of the arrangements, so it's kind of a lot of R&D work that we didn't quite solve before we started shooting.
I think the first one we came up with was For Once in My Life, which kind of captures Arthur's desire for human connection.
It's one of my favorite things to do. I mean, to take some of the greatest songs ever and reinterpret them through the arrangement for a particular scene, for a particular mood.
If someone's sitting at a piano, let's say, and they're playing like really basic chords, that's the song. And then the arrangement is all the other stuff.
It's just a lot of taking those original references and sort of giving them a whole new life.
It became obvious that we wanted it to feel spontaneous.
You can't pre-record it in a studio a month and a half before you shoot the film and expect the actors to have the emotion that they're supposed to have behind the song. So really the only way to solve that is to sing it live on the day in the space.
Answer him, Arthur. How's it make you feel? You scared?
So that was exciting and maybe challenging because it felt like we had to actually go out there and perform live and perform the songs in ways that felt accurate.
Oh, you don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like.
Everything was live. The piano was live, the vocals were live. It creates a layer of reality to something that is meant to be fantasy.
Recording live was definitely the only option. Gaga wasn't going to have it any other way, especially after Star is Born. I know we were trying to push the boundaries even further and just lean more into the raw emotion of the story.
It's a little more challenging to shoot, but yeah, we got two incredible performers.
Our pianists accompany them as the scene progresses, so they're not trapped to the track or to the timing of the music. They get to act first.
Gaga came with Alex Smith. They have a long history together.
We're definitely at church today.
Alex is a monster piano player, so Stephanie was very smart to sort of advise, and it gave us a very natural experience that could wind in the Joker world and out of it.
Alex was off camera while we were in the scene, and I could hear him. He would begin to play the song that was in the scene, and I would sing, and he would follow me wherever I went.
Gonna build a mountain. Gonna build it high.
I'm reacting to her. If she goes a little bit faster or a little bit slower or changes the phrasing in a certain way, I can orchestrate it based on what happened in the moment.
I don't know how we're gonna do it. Only know we're gonna try.
There was no version where we weren't calling Hildur to do the score. I think her music is basically the second biggest character in the first film.
I always felt like the character and Hildur were always very closely tied together. So it was exciting to know that she was coming back.
For the first film, I wrote a lot of the themes before they shot the film. So it informed, quite a few of the performances.
Some of the score will overlay parts of the songs. So there's kind of a blending, dovetail transition.
For example, For Once in My Life or Bewitched, we wanted to Hildurize them, put her sound into those standards, and it really makes those standards feel like they are part of our film.
I would have never imagined, working my music into these types of songs. Yeah, great. That was fantastic.
And there is this, what kind of instrument can we use for this movie? What is fitting, what is not? She has a plethora of weird instruments.
I had some new instruments for this one that I was very excited about. Basically, right before I had my recording session, someone broke into my house and stole it. So I had been planning this recording session for weeks. Started thinking, okay, what else can I do? A couple of friends of mine who father and son instrument builders from Iceland, and I said, hey guys, I have a week. Can you please build me a couple of instruments? So Úlfur Hansson, he helped me set up what I call a string prison, which was electroacoustic, electromagnetic harp situation. So there's very, very long strings that are this very strange, sad sound that really belongs in this.
Music plays this kind of critical role in this film of expressing the bigness and the complexity of love. It's messy. Lots of things are true at the same time.
What we really tried to stay away from in the film is just they break out into song. There's always a reason, something that pushes them into that.
I think it's a phenomenal way to tell this story. It's a real love story with music.